The Dallas Cowboys ate the bones. They had a massive egg. They get the score, I might say, too. It was a blowout loss against the Green Bay Packers. An embarrassing performance out of the Cowboys and head coach Mike McCarthy. Post-game reaction, it's all going to be a rant coming up here. If you are like me and you want Mike McCarthy fired, because I sure as hell do, type Y for yes, or if you want to keep him, maybe you're a Packers or an Eagles fan or whatever, type N for no, sound off in the comment section. It should be a lot of Y's for yes. The Cowboys were touchdown favorites, and they lost by 2 scores in a game that isn't even as indicative of the actual results. Dallas, the final score says, Dak threw for 400 yards. Garbage time. Defense couldn't get, they got 1 stop on their first 3 quarters. Offense didn't play well. Defense didn't play well. McCarthy sucks. I am done. There is, as far as I can tell, there has never been a head coach who has been fired after 3 straight 12-win seasons. Records are made to be broken. You have to fire McCarthy. He was terrible. My mindset has always been, go back to our Garrett years, when everything is bad, when your offense sucks, your defense sucks, and your special team sucks, when everything is shit, it's a coaching issue. You got to fire your head coach. To kind of recap today's game, we'll go through the keys to victory. Number 1 was let Dak deal. Oops. The raw numbers, 403 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 45 yards on the ground, say, hey, he actually did a pretty good job. It's fake. It was a lot of garbage time stuff. I don't think Dak played well today. I think there are a lot of issues with this Cowboys team, and whatever moves you want to make to fix this team, head coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback, DC, insert any player here, they're justified. He was bad in the first half. A pick 6, another INT. It was a bad showing. I think some of the designs are probably a bigger issue. If at the same time, if I had told you, hey, Dak throws for 400 yards, you went, oh my God, we won by 30. Well, it was all garbage time, so you got your ass kicked. There was a lot of issues with this Cowboys team, which is why, undisputably, undoubtedly, regardless of how big a fan you are, there's one right answer to this next poll. Grade the Cowboys against the Packers. A, B, C, D, or F. It is an F. If you do not give the Cowboys an F, I think you're an Eagles or a Packers fan. The Cowboys were terrible today. Nothing went their way. They failed in laughably bad fashion. Changes must occur. It's the pinned comment on today's video. If the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. A, B, C, D, or F. Number 2 key was defensive splash plays. You had 0 sacks of Jordan Love, 1 pass breakup, and 1 TFL. We will understandably get mad at Mike McCarthy, mad at Dak Prescott. Totally fine. I get it. I'm here to listen to you guys. Even if you take, let's say both interceptions look on 14 points. Yeah, maybe it's 10 points, whatever, because it was on a full pick 6. You got 1 stop until the late 4th quarter against Green Bay. Seriously? For all this elite defensive bullshit, you, just like your entire team did, was dog shit in the biggest game of the season. So if you want to fire Mike like I do, great. Dan Quinn is not a solution. Defense was terrible. Micah Parsons has yet to beat the podcast Parsons allegations. Where was Deron Bland? You know who played well on defense was Tank Lawrence. Bunch of big stops early. That was it. There was no pressure. The Packers, Jordan Love was 16 of 21 for 272 and 3 scores, and threw like one pass in the fourth quarter. Come on. Your defense was terrible. As I will say throughout today's video, nobody is exempt from blame. That was a horrifically embarrassing performance. I am ashamed to call myself a fucking Cowboys fan. I'm going to swear. I don't care if we get blocked on YouTube. I don't give a fuck. It was an embarrassing ass performance. Offense and defense, coaching across the board, did nothing right today. It's an embarrassment. What's not an embarrassment is game time. You can still go to other playoff games outside of Dallas. Go to gametime.co and use promo code CowboysChat. If you are like me, you will take the wife out to a theater or a concert, whatever, to make up for being so busy. GameTime.co, promo code CowboysChat for $20 off your first purchase. Links in the comments section and the description of today's show. It's GameTime.co. Use promo code CowboysChat. Common theme on number 3. The stat sheet says that CeeDee Lamb caught half of his targets, which was a terrible number for him, for 9 catches, 110 yards. He dropped 2 passes early that, they have to be caught. The final numbers say Lamb had 110 yards. And again, if I told you Lamb goes for 110, you think you win that game. For almost the first half, you had more runs than passes. Chris just went he's right. Again, I love CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to pay him this offseason. I'm on board with that. Who thinks Lamb played well today? Unless you're just box score scouting. It was not very good. Again, you were terrible in every phase today. The offseason, painfully, is now here. We will have daily Dallas Cowboys and hopefully a breaking news live show of Dak Prescott or Mike McCarthy's fired as the head coach. I need it. If you run it back, I can't. We will have off-season videos. Hit that sub button right now. All right, number 4 is efficient ground game. And again, the raw numbers say, hey, you know what? You weren't too bad. You had in total 25 carries, 123 yards, almost 5 yards per touch. Yeah, but your quarterback had 7.5 yards per attempt. Once again, your running game. Running backs only. Under 3.95 yards per carry. You ran it a lot early with limited success. The numbers are juiced. Frankly, the numbers across the board don't do you justice. Who do you blame the most for this loss? Sound off for me in the comment section on today's show. I think it's your head coach. I think it's everybody. It did not go well. When everything is bad, head coach, quarterback, defense, special teams, receiver, ground game, superstars, backups, everything is bad. I think it is Big Mike. Sound off for me in the comments section. 5, don't coach and play scared. I don't even know if he did, frankly. But I will rant again. If your defense had played perfect, probably wouldn't have won because you didn't really move the ball until garbage time. If your offense had played perfect, your defense couldn't get a stop. Simply put, in all my years doing this, in all my years being a Cowboys fan for as long as I can remember since before the century arrived, this is the most embarrassing performance I've ever seen from this team. In a game that, regular season, they've had worse losses. Sure, this is the postseason. 48-32 doesn't even begin to do it justice of how bad this performance was. You failed. Every facet. Why would I have faith in you? If you do not institute real change in this team, it's going to be the exact same shit year after year after year after year. And it's never going to change. And that's painful. And that's frustrating. and I don't have solutions there. So I am begging, Jerry, change this offseason. I know there's a better chance of it being worse than better. I don't care. I need real change this offseason.